Hello, Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of Sheikh Abubakar Gumi Academy. I believe you are doing the best you can to stay safe at this critical period when the world is seriously ravaged by the coronavirus disease. May Allah continue to protect us from it. Ameen. Today, inshallah, we shall be taking a look at the volume of solid shapes, specifically the volume of cuboids. To begin with, it is necessary for us to know the meaning of volume. What is volume? Volume is the space, is the amount of space occupied by an object, or the magnitude of space occupied by a solid. So in essence, the volume of a cuboid is the amount of space occupied by a given cuboid. So inshallah, if I have my cuboid like this, my cuboid like this, perforated lines in here to indicate that the lines are within. This is my cuboid. The dimensions usually, yes, the dimension are three, being three-dimensional figure. A cuboid is a three-dimensional figure. Hence, you realize that the parameters used in deducing whatever it is about it are usually in what? Three forms. We have the length, we have the breadth here, and we have the height. Okay? And you realize that most rectangles, rather, most cuboids, the faces are in rectangular forms, meaning the faces of most cuboids are rectangular in nature. As you can see, these are the faces. If I am to exemplify what I'm saying with this, you realize that if this is a cuboid, you can see the face here is rectangular. These are the vertices, okay? This is the base or the basement, as it is usually stated in most textbooks. So, yeah, this is a rectangle. And in determining the volume of a rectangle at your level, there are two formulas applicable to this figure. We are going to be taking a look at that and how each can be applied in finding the volume of a cuboid. The first is, the volume is length times breadth times height. This is the first part of it. The second one is base area times height. Base area times height. That means the area of the base. Something like this. The area of the base, something like this. Meaning this surface here, okay? The area of this bottom surface is what is called the base, okay? This surface here is what is referred to as the base. So this base area is talking about the area of this bottom part here, okay? Multiplied by this height, okay? This vertical height. We shall be taking examples to see how we apply these formulas in deducing the volume of this solid figure here, inshallah. So quickly, let's take an example. Example 1, I expect you to be writing now. Find the volume of a cuboid with a length of 6 centimeters if its breadth and height are 4 centimeters and 5 centimeters respectively. This is our first example. Now the first thing for you to do is to identify what parameters you have been given. As you can see here, from this question we have 3 parameters, meaning the formula that is applicable to this is the first formula, which specifies that the solution to this problem, the volume is what? Length times breadth times height. If you look at all the contents here, they are obtainable in the question. Therefore, we substitute directly from the question into this formula to enable us find the volume of this shape. So the volume will hence be 6 centimeters multiplied by what? The breadth, right? Which is what? 4 centimeters. And the height, which is what? 5 centimeters. You realize that this volume will be 6 multiplied by 4 will give me 24. I can choose to multiply the first 2 contents and multiply the product by this last content. Alternatively, I may decide to multiply this last 2 content and get the product, multiply by this first content. It means the same thing. So, in a nutshell, we have 6 multiplied by 4 will give me 24. Centimeter times centimeter will give me centimeters squared. All this multiplied by what? 5 centimeters, right? Now, what I'm going to get at the end of the long run is 24 multiplied by 5. If you do it in your exercise book, you realize that we are going to have 120 centimeters squared multiplied by centimeter will give me centimeters cubed. This is usually the unit for volume. It is in cubic centimeters or cubic meters, depending on what unit you have been given as the parameters of the object you are considering. I believe this is quite understood. Let's quickly look at another possibility, okay? There are so many forms in which questions, concerning volumes of cuboids can come. There are so many forms in which such questions could arise. Let's look at another form, inshallah. All right. Example 2. Okay. They say the base area of a given cuboid is 30 centimeter squared. 30 centimeters squared, right? Now, if it's if its height is 5 centimeters, find the volume. Yes, that's the question. Find the volume. I'm sure now in your mind you are beginning to see that we have only 2 values in the question. This implies that we are going to apply the second formula, in which we have the base area and height. Okay, so by that formula, I will say my solution is the volume is equal to base area multiplied by the height, and this will give me 30 centimeters squared multiplied by the height, which is what? 5 centimeters. If I am to get the product of this, I expect you to have done this by now. This will give me 150 centimeters cubed. Yes, there are other possibilities. Sometimes you may encounter questions where you have been given the volume and you realize that you will be asked to determine the value of either the length, the breadth, or the height. What I'm trying to point out here is that you may be given the value for the volume of this cuboid, and then you'll be asked to determine one of the dimensions of this cuboid or one of the parameters of this cuboid, as we are going to see in the next example we are going to be taking, inshallah. Okay? Yes, inshallah. quickly. All right. Example 3. The volume of a given cuboid. Just give me a second. Yes, the volume of a given cuboid is 60 centimeters cube. If its length is 5 centimeters and breadth 3 centimeters, find the height. So you can see clearly here now that the value for the volume of this cuboid has been given here. But you are expected to use the other parameters, the length and the breadth together with this volume to determine the value of the height. Okay? So it is nothing different from what we have been doing. Let's look at it. The solution to this problem now is going to be, we have the volume to be what? V to be length times breadth times height for a cuboid, right? So the value of this has been given. The volume is what? 60 centimeters. So 60 centimeter cubed will be equal to, the length is 5 centimeters multiplied by the breadth, which is what? 3 centimeters. Then the value of the height, which is unknown, I will represent it with what? H. So let's go ahead now. We have 60 centimeters cubed to be equal to 5 multiplied by 3, 15 centimeters times H. Now in that case, what I need to do now is to find H from here, which will be obtainable by dividing both sides by 15 centimeters. Because if they are together, that means 15 is like a coefficient of this H here. So if I divide both sides by 15 centimeters, you realize that this will cancel this out. My H will be 60 centimeter, 60 divided by 15 will give me 4. Then centimeter cubed divided by centimeters will give me what? Centimeter. Okay, this actually is supposed to be centimeter squared, sorry. Because 5 centimeters multiplied by 3 centimeters will give me 15 centimeters squared. Okay? Thank you very much. So now, as it is now, if we are dividing both sides, it's going to be by 15 centimeters squared. So, centimeter cubed divided by centimeter squared, this will give me centimeter. Okay? So this is how you determine the value of any of the parameters of the cuboid when the value of the volume of this cuboid have been specified. In most questions, you could be asked to get any of them. You could be asked to find the value of the length where the volume has been given, the breadth has been given, and the height has been given. In some cases, you'll be asked to find the breadth, where the volume has been given, the length has been given, and the height has been given. You're asked to find the value of the breadth. You still apply the same method and try to get the value of your breadth, as the case may be. Now, I would be giving you an exercise, at least to enhance your further understanding, okay? To ensure, to test how far you have understood what we have been doing so far, inshallah. So let's look at the exercise now. We have some exercise. The first question: find the volume of a cuboid with a length of 8 centimeters if its breadth and height are 6 centimeters and 5 centimeters respectively. Yes. For the second question, I think I'm going to dictate. So you write now. Okay? The volume of a given cuboid is 80 centimeter cubed. The volume of a given cuboid is 80 centimeter cubed. I believe that is taken. The volume of a given cuboid is 80 centimeters cubed. If its height is 4 centimeters, find the base area. If its height is 4 centimeters, find the base area. Thank you very much. That's about all I have for you today. See you some other time. Thank you.